All right. Okay, guys, like, get excited. I know y'all just heard us chatting a little bit, but there is so much excitement for October. I want you to let the rest of the year leave it behind you because today is a new day and you're going to start fresh. And each of you are going to go into the end of the year with momentum. Like, we are so excited. Corporate has given us the tools to do this. And so I know we're just going to talk through it. Alicia, Ariel, if y'all want to pop in and add anything, we just got word of this. The Diamonds actually got a little teaser last night about it. So we've been super excited. I think it was last night. I don't know. Like, it's 10:30 and it feels like it's already been 2 days today. So anyway, because it's so exciting. So I'm going to pull it up because truthfully, if I don't pull it up, I'm going to say it all wrong. So there's 2 incentives this month, but they're super easy incentives, right? Okay, so the first of which is literally sign ambassadors and get cash. We know we get cash anyways. When you sign an ambassador, you get a building. Of that, if you sign three people this month, you get $150. If you sign 3 more, you get an additional $200, right? So by signing 6 ambassadors this month, between your building bonuses and the incentive bonuses, you would make $500 just for signing 6 ambassadors this month. That's huge. Oh my gosh. Who could not use $500 right before Christmas, right? So big. Okay. So that is very, very, very exciting. Everybody's laughing, but y'all, like, the next one is even crazier. Okay. So we're just going to talk about it. We're just going to put it out there. People sometimes slip back from the rank that they have achieved. It's part of the journey. People do it, and then they go back up and they soar. Diamonds lose points. They have better months than other months. People at Sonic that own Sonics have better months than other months. It's just part of any kind of business. There's some months that are better than others, right? Okay, so this is where I need Alicia and Ariel to help me out with this to make sure I'm saying it right. So, okay, you're starting with whatever rank you were in September. Whatever rank, not what rank you were, because you're always the rank that you achieved. Whatever rank you were paid on in September. So if you say you're gold and you didn't have gold points last month. So to be gold, you have to have 100 points. If you didn't have 100 points last month and you get 100 points this month, you get a re-rank bonus. They're going to reward you for re-ranking. Okay, so let's say you're senior gold, but you didn't get gold points last month. Let's just start there. Say you're senior gold and you got 90 points. Once you hit gold again, you're going to get a gold re-rank bonus. Once you hit senior gold, you're going to get a second re-rank bonus for hitting senior gold. This goes all the way through December. So you have from now to December to start earning these re-rank bonuses. On top of that, not only do you get that re-rank bonus, your sponsor gets that re-rank bonus. Holy moly. Okay, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to start off by looking at all your reports, okay? And you're going to go through and you can sort it by, you can look at, sort it by your level 1s. And then go to your level 2s. Do not stop at your level 1s because everybody needs this. And this is going to, like, grow your team like crazy. And see what their actual rank is and what they were paid on. So guys, okay, this is the truth of it. If you have somebody that has hit silver and they did not hit silver last month, like they didn't have 3, all they have to do is get back to silver. They get $50, you get $50. So say you have 10 people that have hit silver before but didn't hit silver again. That's $50 for each one of them. 50 times 10 is $500, plus you just grow your team by however many points that is, like 90 points, right? That's not the right number, but a whole lot of points, right? Guys, this is huge. Like, everyone should be so excited. Like, this could literally soar people to the next level. Because if you're getting all these people to re-rank and they're re-ranking all these bonuses, they're working their business. And they're sharing with somebody who might be your next runner. This is huge. Okay, Alicia and Ariel, y'all talk about it because that's what I got from it. Y'all tell me if y'all have more details about it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I'm on my
Ariel's excited. She's been dancing everything that I say.
You guys. I mean, I'm so excited. Did you hear what Beth said? This is huge. There's so much money to be made. When you get off of this Zoom, you need to go check your level 1s and level 2s and level 3s. Yes. It's going to be huge and amazing.
Yes. Huge. I mean, literally, this could end your year. Like, you could be, I mean, there's some people in here that if they would really work this, I believe that they could be emerald by the end of the year. I'm not even lying. It's that exciting. It really is. And there's that many people. Is there still an echo? It looks like everybody's muted. If you are not muted, please mute. I try to mute every once in a while. There's something. It literally is that big. If it's going to take work because you're going to have to reach out to your team members, like it will take work. 1,000,000% it will take work. Like, because I knew about it, I've already started making lists of where all my people are, like not just my level 1s who could re-rank and who could benefit from this. And guess what? I'm not going to let them just see it on my Facebook page. I'm going to message them. I'm going to reach out to them because this could put your team in momentum to soar you to diamond. It really could. Like, we are so excited because we know the potential this could have, right? Okay, so like it's about to be emailed out. It's already in the help center. So what I want to recommend you doing, just so you know all the facts, is go to the help center. If you put in re-rank in the search, it will pop it up and just read through the FAQs. I was on the phone with Alicia a minute ago and literally I was just reading them to her because that's how we know. But it has every FAQ, everything about it. So anyways, that's a good place. Alicia, do you have anything to add about that or anything about anything?
The email's out.
Okay.
So it's there. So y'all have it. Okay. So the re-rank is pretty darn awesome, right? But I bet if we might have some people on this call that are like, okay, I don't have a team yet. How's that going to help me? I haven't even started building. I don't have anybody that can re-rank. I don't need to get re-ranked because I haven't even turned silver yet myself, right? So there are definitely bonuses for you too under the first email we got today, which is the Deck the Halls. And just by getting 3 people to join you with a welcome pack, you get an extra $150 on top of the other bonuses. And so I wrote this out, and it's like a $570 bonus. If you are brand new, like if you bring somebody in that's brand new and you tell them, hey, you can earn $570 this month, just by getting 3 friends to join you. That's true. Isn't that crazy? $570. Would that not, could you say, okay, you want to get your husband X, Y, and Z, but you don't want him to know, you know what I mean? And maybe they don't have their own income. And that was me a long time ago. I wanted to buy my family gifts, but I didn't want my husband to know about it, right? You can't really surprise him if he's doing all the bills. So, finding a way to make extra money is huge, especially, doing it in October. So then you don't have to worry about it. So, they're just, I love how simple it is, y'all. It's get 3, get $150. And then and it goes up, right? And even if let's just say you got 12. Remember back in the iPad, get the free iPad, get 6 and get an iPad. I got 2. I got 12 that month, right? It can be done. I know it can be done. I've done it. I've done it several times.
She's 6 years in and she's diamond, and that's this year that she got that mini level.
Right. That was just what, March? Anyway, April, something like that. Anyway, got 12 that month to get 2 iPads, which I'm irritated. Well, I could not find one of them. My girls snagged them. I'm like, I wanted it so I could read on it while I'm on my laptop. But anyway, so I'm telling you, it can be done. But if you get 12, that's $1,000 in extra bonuses. $1,000. Okay, that is huge. And look at a new person that's, just getting into their warm market. They can get 12, right? And then welcome packs are $10 and $20 off. Simple, straightforward.
I totally forgot about that and all this crazy excitement. I didn't know. Like, okay, we got to talk through this. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, and if you bought that, the Happy Box, what's it called? The it's sitting right there in your office.
Oh, I'm like, where? Oh, I put it right here.
What's it called? The Happy, you know what I'm talking about, the Happy Box to do the sip and seas. If you got one of those, you also got 3 free codes. The Hello Happy Box. Thank you, Frida.
Yeah.
You got 3 free codes. Those are good until October 15th. Now you can't use the free code with the $10 and $20 off because they both have codes, right? You can only put in one code. So obviously the $40 off is the better deal, right? So if you got that box and you've got 3 codes, that expires on the 15th. Use those first. After you get those 3, then you can start on the $10 and the $20 off. And those can go towards your extra bonuses as well. Y'all, it all adds together. And then,
that's crazy.
Oh, what I was going to tell you about the re-rank. This is what I'm so stinking excited about. I mean, our teams are huge, right? They're big and they've been there for a long time. We got lots of level 1s that aren't working at all. But we've got maybe some 2s and 3s that are working or maybe have fallen off that may be interested in re-ranking. Y'all taproot, bypass that level 1 that's not working anymore and go down the list because it will compress. It's in the help center. It talks about compression. If that level 1 is not working and was not active last month and is not active this month, you will get those bonuses for those other people re-ranking. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Okay. They don't even have to be your level 1.
Yeah.
So anyway, just throwing that out there. If those people are not active, if they can turn active this month, let's just say they didn't get their $100 in last month, they can get it in this month, but it has to be before the other person turns to get the bonus.
Well, and here's the deal, guys. I mean, seriously. So say you have a level 2 and the level 1 hasn't worked, or maybe it will encourage them to work. In the end game, yes, these prizes again are amazing and they're going to help us build our businesses. But the end game and the whole point of this is to grow your team, your legacy team. So no matter what you're doing, you're rebuilding your points, right? And you're growing them. I mean, this truly could be a game changer for your business. But I'm going to say it one more time because I know there's some of you that think, oh, my level, I don't have any level 1s that this will affect. You have team members that this will affect, and you have to reach out. You cannot just sit back and let this go to waste. You have to work, period. You have to work it. You have to share. You have to reach out and talk about this to people. It could be a game changer, but you cannot sit back and just think somebody else is going to do the work for you. Okay, I'm not meaning that ugly in any means, but this is a huge opportunity for us to soar, and let's jump on it. All right. Okay. Super exciting news coming down October 1st, 10:45 in the morning on October 1st. It's going to be a great next 3 months, right? Okay. So a couple more things, and then we're going to get started with Jen. So I have just really been convicted that I used to do a lot of in-person things as a team. I still do a lot of in-person things, and I talk literally, guys, like I talk to team members every single day. I Zoom with team members. I do all of that. But I have been really convicted that that is where I have been struggling in my business. And so I am committed to get back out there and doing things. So yesterday we had our first team lunch. Guys, it was so awesome and so exciting. I don't even know, we probably had 13 or 14 people there, but Alicia asked everybody to go around the table. We had some new people that had never come to a team lunch. Alicia asked everyone to tell what their favorite product was. Guys, it's more stories. It got us excited. It got us believing more and more about Plexus. I said this on a Zoom earlier. If these products didn't work, none of us would be here right now. There's no way I could have had a business for 6.5 years if these products didn't work. Sometimes do we do things to our own body? Do we maybe like make the wrong choices and not listen to what Plexus is telling us? Yes. Have I gained some of my weight back? Yes. Do I make the same choices as I did at the beginning? No, I'm terrible. I've got to get committed again. And I did. In August, I was committed to losing 10 pounds by Hawaii, and I got super consistent on my products again. I lost 8 pounds in a month before Hawaii. because I started making the right choices again. I was always taking my products, but I wasn't making the right choices necessarily. Guys, so this lunch yesterday was getting people together. It was getting new people together, hearing stories about how Plexus has helped them in so many different ways. I love that Alicia made us do that, even at a team lunch that was just fun, because it started building our belief again. That's so important. Okay, so what does this my commitment mean? It means that I'm going to start traveling again more. I know that not everybody even has team to travel to. You do not have to travel. I'm not saying that. For me, that's what I need to do. So I'll be in Nebraska this upcoming week. If you have anybody in Nebraska or even close around Nebraska, I know Omaha is not very far from a lot of different states, but we'll be in Grand Island on Sunday and Omaha on Monday. I am planning, hopefully we're working on the dates, a trip to Michigan in November. I will let y'all know all of these, but locally, October 27th, it's a Sunday night at 5 o'clock. We're going to be doing we're not calling it a dot meeting, but it's going to be a testimony something. We're going to have a fun name somewhere in Frisco. We're going to have a room, and we're going to get back together, and we're going to start getting people to come hear about how Plexus has changed people's health and finances and all of the above. And saying that also, I believe, and we'll let you know all these dates for sure. I believe on October the 16th, we're going to have another testimony, a testimony event. Guys, if y'all weren't a part of that, the last one, you can still hop on our page. It's Finding Health and Happiness. It's a Facebook page. We had 5 or 6 people go live and tell their stories. That's all they did. It built belief. It's where people can invite potentials, and literally they told their story in under 10 minutes. It was amazing. So we're going to be doing another one of those, I believe, October the 16th. So these are just some events that we're doing, but it all rolls into a lot about what Jen's going to talk about. Jen has created this amazing culture with her team, but she's face-to-face with people a whole lot of the time. And I believe that that is how we should all be, because truly it's about people. Sue, I'm laughing at that because Scott said, why don't you leave Michigan and go to Indianapolis? And I was like, is that close? And he was like, yeah, I don't know the map. Anyway, so we'll talk about it. I'm just still working out the date and all of that for that, but you're on my list, I promise. Anyway, so all that to say, I'm committed to being out there. I want y'all to commit to being with your team in front of people, just sharing. Seriously. In Hawaii, on our Zoom, we talked about this last week, about it's not about us, guys. It's about making a difference in people's lives. And we've been given this platform, this opportunity to do that, and we need to take full advantage of that. That's what we're here on this earth to do, is to help others and to serve others, right? And this is an amazing platform to do that. So, Alicia, Ariel, do y'all have anything else to talk about before we get started with Jen? Nope. I think Ariel's in her car. She had to go get her daughter.
I'm driving.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. Well, if y'all think, we can talk at the end too, but okay. So I asked Jen Wieland to hop on our call today. I know last week we talked about growing our teams and how we were going to do this and how we were going to, so many people want to get to the Emerald rank and to get to Hawaii and all that. And so Jen has always been a person that stuck out to me in how she has grown her business. She lives in Nebraska, and her upline, Kathleen, who is her sister-in-law, lives here in Texas. And so when she first started, she just did it. She did not make any excuses. But one thing that I love that Jen does is she has this team culture. Jen has a heart like so big, and she loves people, and she talks to people. She sees people. She's built a team culture. They have team events like 3 or 4 times a month, and her team is consistently growing. When I get, we get the emails, and so many times they're from Jen's team, and I truly believe because she's never gone away from that what she started at the beginning. Jen, her first big meeting was the first big meeting that I ever spoke out. Y'all, like, seriously, I blacked out. Like, it's a whole, we laugh about it because I literally almost passed out in the middle of the meeting. But she just figured out how to do it, and it really was by getting people together. They had meetings in her home at the very beginning, and she really just figured it out. But what she figured out was just by loving people and loving on people, that is what one of the biggest things and one of the biggest ways to grow your business. So I'm going to let her start by just sharing her story, and then we're just going to kind of chat back and forth about how she grows her team, how she grew her team and went to Emerald. She's Emerald on her way to Sapphire, how she grew that team even without having an upline right there to help her, and how she continues to grow her team, and how she's very good about reaching out to all team members and staying in constant communication with them. And so I just want to talk about how growing your team not necessarily means adding level ones. Yes, that's a huge part of it, but you also have to, you can't keep going by just adding level ones. And so by growing your team, by doing a lot of the things that she does. So Jen, I'm going to let you tell your story. I got to step away for 1 second. I just got a random phone call. So tell your story and then I'll have fun.
Okay. Thanks, Beth. That brings me to tears just listening to her talk about that, because still after 5.5 years, you guys, it's still so stinking raw. To see everybody's faces on here and just to talk about our culture is just so real and raw for me. It like just brings me to tears and my heart just explodes. I don't think I have to go to the gym today because my heart has been racing 100 miles an hour since we started getting emails and information of what's going on. So I think I've burnt calories just being so excited about October. Oh, you guys, it's going to be awesome. What I really want to talk about today, and you guys can ask me questions and we can kind of just do a Q&A thing, is our culture, the culture of Plexus. When I decided to do Plexus 5.5 years ago, it was because I was looking for something to be a part of. I was wanting to earn an extra income. I joined for the business, built my belief in the products, and just started sharing immediately. And so I urge all of you to do that. If you're a brand new ambassador and you're like, well, I just haven't started sharing yet, I don't know how to share, just open your mouth. That's all it takes. I loved when we were in Maui a couple weeks ago what one of the diamonds said when she got on stage and talked about growing her team is we're a part of a multi-level marketing company, but let's not call it multi-level marketing. Let's call it My Life Magnified. And that's exactly what Plexus has done for my life. My Life Magnified. I have met some of the most beautiful and wonderful people ever. Lifelong relationships that I know I'm going to have because of this opportunity. And so if you are scared to talk to people, or maybe you're super introverted and you're like, I don't want people in my house, once a month for a Plexus event, get over that, because it's not about you. It's about the lives of the people that you're going to touch because you opened your mouth. And so we do have an incredible culture, and we have a big Nebraska team. We have people all over. We've got some Michigan people, Beth, so I got to make sure I get them to your meeting there. But what I want to say is this can be so powerful in your life, but it takes you just talking about it. For me, when I joined Plexus, I did not even know it was multi-level marketing. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know that I was going to be a part of, a direct selling company. I didn't know any of that, you guys. I just knew that my sister-in-law had lost 25 pounds on the pink drink, and she threw a packet of Slim at me and told me to try it, honestly. That's how this whole thing got started. And so once I tried it on my drive back from Texas to Nebraska, I thought, I'm going to check this out. And I got on the website. I called Kathleen and I said, why don't you go ahead and sign me up for Plexus? And she said, I don't know how to do that. Let me call Beth Anderson. And Beth had just turned Emerald and just gotten her white Lexus. And I made fun of that, you guys, again, because I didn't know what this industry was about. And I was like, oh, she earned a white Plexus Lexus. I thought,
hold on. We got to stop that. What did you say?
That was the cheesiest thing ever.
That's exactly what she said. That Beth Anderson girl won her Plexus Lexus, like all sassy. That's what
I was sassy about it because I didn't know, And so we got signed up, and I earned my Plexus Lexus about 15 months later. So I stopped making fun of that really fast. But you guys, all it took was for us to just open our mouth and start pouring into people. And so find an accountability partner if you don't have one. My accountability partner is on here. And what we do, I bet we talk 5 times a day, and we're just constantly thinking of new ways and new ideas that we can build our team and build our culture. We are doing about 3 or 4 events a month, but that doesn't look like us traveling or going to hotels or doing things like that. We keep them simple. Like, we've done a lot of live story testimonial events. We're doing those monthly, and they're only about an hour long. And so we have team members jump on and give their testimony, because stories are what sell. People want to know how Plexus can change their life. And so we're telling a story. And so we do those about once a month. We do our 3-day events, our Slim and Active, or whatever we're going to put together. We do a 3-day, and then we do one business event on a Zoom call. And so we do have 2 Sip and Sees this month, but I kind of like you, Beth, I feel convicted to start getting in front of people more than I have lately, because I think the last few months I've gotten busy and I just kind of get away from that. And I told my husband the other night, you know, I'm going to start hosting a Plexus Sip and See in my house once a month, regardless. And I don't care who comes, whether it's team members, ambassadors, potentials, or they bring their friends or whatever, but once a month, just for an hour, because you know why? People like the culture. People like to get together and visit and talk about the products and how they've changed your life. And even if we have a room full of, you know, 2 or 3 ambassadors that are just sharing what their favorite product is or what their story is, that starts to build that belief and that passion again. And that's how we can get the word out. When people see what Plexus has done to change your life, they're going to want to try it. And guess what? It's going to change their life, and they're going to share it. And because these products do work. And so that's what we have done. And I'm so thankful. I love my team so much. I think we just have the most amazing group of people, and I'm excited. So
yeah. So one thing I wanted to say about Jen, and what I want to challenge each of you to do is, I know a lot of people on the team have jewels. They may or may not live where they live, but I think sometimes it's easy when they do live in the same area to say, oh, my jewel's gonna do this, my jewel's gonna do that, so I don't have to do that. Guys, I want to encourage each of you to have something small. It doesn't mean your jewel can't come, but I want you to take ownership of it, and I want you to invite your friends and your team, even though there are these bigger things, because sometimes there's people, you know, we're all different personalities, and lots of people love the fun and love the big things, but there are people out there, and there's friends that are potentials that may not really even get the fun, that want to come to something more smaller, that places that they're going to know people, that they're going to know everyone. Because you have to think about in the different personalities. So I want to challenge each of you, yes, get to these big things that your bigger teams are doing, but leaders would do them themselves as well. You know, if you really are growing this team, your team, and encouraging growing your team, you need to take some ownership of it a little bit and start reaching out. And that's exactly what Jen did, was she took ownership of her team, and she didn't know all the answers, and she didn't even, and I'm not saying this ugly, didn't even know a lot of what she was doing, but she just started by getting people together in her home back 5 and almost 6 years ago. It'll be 6 years in November that she did that, and that's how they grew this crazy, amazing team.
And what I want to say really quick is, you don't have to know it all, and nobody wants a know-it-all. Like, if you're a know-it-all and you think you know everything about the products and you know everything about this business because you're a salesman or you've done multi-level marketing before, people are going to be like, ugh, like, I don't want that. You know, if I have to know all of that, I can't do this. So if people see simplicity, sorry, I'm echoing. Sorry, is everybody?
I think so.
A couple people, maybe girls.
I can't mute her for some reason. It doesn't give me the option. I don't know.
Anyway, I lost my train of thought.
About not knowing everything. Like,
okay. Not knowing everything. Sorry, am I echoing? Because I can hear myself echo. It's driving me crazy. No? Okay. A lot of what I love, and I lost my train of thought, but not knowing that you don't have to know everything. is comforting for you if you're trying to work this business, whether you're brand new or whether you've done it for 4 or 5 years. You know what? Meeting people face to face, getting together for coffee or getting together for a glass of wine and talking about Plexus, do that. I try to meet with my team members, once a week. I go through my list of some of my level 1s and 2s that live in my area, and we will meet for coffee once a week. I have a group of gals that are on my team here in Grand Island, and they are sideline sisters. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and I think a few of them are on this call. They get together every Thursday for an hour and they do IPA. They're not even on the same team, you guys. They're sideline sisters. We are so one Plexus, and they get together and they do IPA, they drink a cup of coffee and sit and talk about life and how they can grow their teams. And I think those girls have done that for a year at least. Haven't you, Becky? Yeah. And so if you've got a group of people maybe in your area or in your town, and you're like, well, they're not on my team, so I don't want to pour into them, or they're not on my team, so I'm not going to help them grow. That's not going to benefit you. That is not going to help you grow. So think about how you can meet with a group of your women that are on your team, sideline sisters, and start growing your teams together. Because when you get together with a group of women and you guys can like write out messages or figure out how you're going to call people or message people, and you kind of challenge each other within that hour to do that, it's kind of fun. And a lot of times if you've got that scared, like, oh my gosh, I don't want to hit send, you've got that person next to you that may just reach over and hit send for you, which is crazy, but it's fun. And so think about that. Think about some of your sideline sisters that live in your area that you guys could get together with to grow your business.
That was the next thing actually that I have you talk about, is I love that you do go meet people where they are, whether it be lunch or whatever. You do meet people where they are and you get face to face with them, and that's so, so important. And I know 1,000,000% that you're one Plexus, and I know that those ladies do that. I love that they do that. Just get with people, guys. Get with people that you trust and just run with it. Okay, so the next thing I want you to talk about, and something that I know that you're really committed to right now, is you're texting like your entire team. I don't mean your level 1s, because yes, you are texting your level 1s, and you're not. What impresses me about this is you're not doing it on Messenger. You're not just posting it in your team page. You're literally texting individually. You're going down your list of your team members. So will you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I'm excited about this, you guys. One thing I figured out on my phone that I love, and it makes my life so much more easier with texting, is when I'm putting in phone numbers of team members, I'm speaking the number into my phone. Did you guys know that you can do that and make it so much easier? What I'm doing right now is going through my level 1 through 7s. It's going to take me a long time, but I commit to 10 people a day. Sometimes I do more, but I'm committed to 10 people a day. And I've worked up a message, my coach helped me work up this message of introducing myself to a team member. Because you guys, I think maybe Alicia or somebody was talking about taprooting a little bit ago. There's so many people within your team. Again, if you're brand new, you're going to have a team at some point in time. But I'm kind of talking to those that have teams right now that maybe haven't talked to your level 2s or 3s or 4s or whatever. You're just talking to your level 1s. Reach out to your team as a whole. And what I'm doing is texting them and introducing myself. I don't use the word upline or anything like that. I just introduce myself as I'm Jen. I'm your Emerald and Plexus. And did you realize when you order your products, you're touching people 7 levels deep or something, or 7 levels above you? And so I'll put my message in here in a little bit when Beth starts talking. But I just say, how are you doing? What can I do to help? I just let them know that I'm here for support. And the coolest thing about this is I've gotten to meet new people that I don't even know how I would ever have met them. And maybe somebody pops on my text, and I like text message because if they have an Apple phone, usually I can see if they've read it. If they don't, then I can't. But if it's Apple, it's in blue writing. If it's another phone, it's in green writing. But when I reach out to them and they come back and say, well, you know what, Jennifer, I haven't taken Plexus in a year. I'm like, sweet. And the only thing I come back with is, you know what, you have my phone number now. Let's chat. You know, what did you take before, or what problems did you have before that made you stop? You know, it opens up that line of communication with that person that I would have never talked to. Or maybe they have questions about the products or something. It just opens up that line of communication, and I can say, hey, you have my phone number now, and I'm not going to spam you. I'm just going to be here if you have any questions or whatnot. So.
Okay, what I love about what you just said is when they said, I haven't taken Plexus in a year, that doesn't scare you, that excites you.
No, it does. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love that, because it's so true. Like, I know some of us that might stop in their tracks and be like, oh, they don't want me to text them anymore. But it has not scared you. And I know that you've opened so many lines of communication through that. And so I feel like maybe if you did, when we got a new product, or when there was going to be a big event in your town, if you text them, they wouldn't be offended about that. They might actually be a little bit more receptive of that, because you have started building this relationship. And that's so much why I wanted you to talk today, because everything you do truly is intentionally relationship based. And I think if we definitely make that our focus and get in front of people and start talking to people, that nothing can stop us. I really do. Because I know in our hearts, we love people, and we need to let that show, and we need that to be our number one motivator, is by helping people. And I think when we do that, I think it's just going to organically become this like growth that we haven't seen in a long time. And I think it's what we need to get back to, all of us. So so I love that. And I love her events, like she says, I mean, like, sometimes they just have a barbecue at her house for her team, whatever, but it's getting people together in that community and building those relationships.
And you know what's crazy about that is, whether you're introverted or you're extroverted, you can find some way to enjoy it. You know, maybe you're going to go to a corner and talk to another ambassador about how you guys are growing your teams or whatever. But when we do these, wine nights or barbecues or whatever we've done at my house, that we've usually had 20 to 30 people show up every time. And it's because they want that culture. It's because they want to get to know somebody. They want to be a part of something. And so if your house is little or big or whatever, it doesn't matter. If your house is little and you're like, I'm not going to clean my house and have my team over, meet at a park or something, like go to a park and have like a little family team get together. I always welcome my team to bring their kids or their husbands or their wives or whatever. I'm like, just bring everybody. I have an open house for all of you. And so it's been fun, and you kind of get to know maybe what their personality is, or how they operate, or what they need help with, or things like that.
And again, I want to say, the last time I was there, which was a year ago, Jen, actually, I was there for an extra day. Just sometimes travel, it's easier to get to Nebraska on certain days than other days. But Jen invited a girl that we'd become friends with, who actually had gone through some life stuff and had stopped Plexus over, and just really reached out to her and said, hey, we just want to see you. Like, okay, you can't come to the big thing. We just want to see you. And this sweet girl, you know who I'm talking about, came in, and we didn't even talk Plexus, guys. She talked about her life and the struggles that she had been through. And I know, because I know this girl, because Jen did that, it made her feel special that day, and it made her feel like somebody cared about her, and it kept building that relationship. I don't know if she'll ever come back to Plexus or not. That's not our decision. That has to be on her. But she wasn't scared to ask her to come see us, and she wasn't scared of the fact that she had stopped doing Plexus to ask her, but she made a difference in this sweet girl's life. And so that's what it's about. And maybe one day she might think, you know what, I do need to get back on those products because they changed my life. I do need to get back to working that business because it could change my life. And because Jen reached out to her and wasn't scared of that, I do think that that line of communication is still open and will still be open. So it's just about, yes, it's about Plexus, and yes, it's about doing events that are going to grow your team and all of this, but it's also about touching that people's lives and being a part of their life and getting to know them and their story and their life. Like she said, she doesn't care if people come, husbands come, babies come. There's always babies being passed around when I'm in Nebraska. This time I might be having a little, I told her yesterday, I get to meet her grandbaby for the first time. I said, I might have to borrow somebody's, what do they call it that you wear on your body? So I can just carry the babies around the whole time because I'm not going to put them down. I don't even know what they're called because I didn't use one. They didn't have them back then. What are they called?
I don't even know. Tori, what are they called?
Tori,
a baby carrier?
Tori, Sammy's going to like
just a baby carrier. I'll bring it for you. I have one. So
I'm like, she's mine this weekend. I'm just anyways, it truly is about just loving people. And so thank you, Jen, for telling us all these tips. One thing, and I wanted to say, and I should have said this earlier when we were talking about like re-ranking and going deeper and becoming, owning your own team and not just signing ambassadors, but growing ambassadors. And it made me think back to one of our conventions, one of our Jewel meetings. Brenda Martin was talking about growth and momentum and how you can keep your team growing and all of that. And she said that a team is growing in momentum when 20% of your level ones are silver. So I want you to look at your team, and you could be a rock star recruiter and recruiting 20 people a month, but if you're not getting anybody to silver, you're not growing your team, right? Mm-hmm. And so that I definitely have that has come to my mind a couple times this week. And so when they went to that re-rank bonus thing today, I was like, goodness, we've got to get people back to silver. We got to get people to silver. So I started looking, and teams that are truly growing in momentum are getting those level ones to silver and having them duplicate that and get that to silver. So that is huge. I just want to say that, Alicia, Ariel, Jen, I think Kim is on here. The jewels on this team, they're still working this business. They're still working their personal business. Like Alicia said, 6 years in on the iPad month, she signed 12 ambassadors. As a diamond, she found 12 ambassadors to sign. There's still people out there. There are still people out there that need Plexus. So many of you say, I don't know where else to turn. I don't know where else to look. Just keep talking. Just keep looking. And truly be committed to that. But each of the jewels, there may be more. I can't tell because I'm on speaker view. Each of the jewels that are on this call are still working in their business and still committed. And not only working their business, but they're also committed to helping their team grow their business. And that's what it takes. I did the Zoom I did earlier this morning. They were asking me how 6.5 years later, I'm still growing and working my business because I work it every single day. Some days today, I'm home all day. I'll work all day long. Some days I only have 10 or 15 minutes, but I consistently work it every single day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to a team member ever. There's not, maybe a Sunday, because Sundays, but I still do something on Sundays, even if it's just making a post, but there's not a day that goes by that I don't talk to at least one team member. And most days I talk to a whole bunch of team members, whole bunch of different ranks, right? Whole bunch of different ranks. You got to help each other. You got to help each other. We got to do this together. It's teamwork for an absolute reason. And so, yes, it is important to grow your team personally with level ones and to continue doing that, but even bigger, in the bigger scheme of things, we have to be growing our team. And how are you going to do that? What does that look like to you? Alicia, what do you think about all that? Ariel had to pop off. She had Peyton's dentist appointment.
Hang on, I got distracted. What was the question?
Just in growing your team, like what tips do you have and what do you see looking at your team and looking at how we've done things for 6.5 years? What are some tips that you would give to everyone out here, on how to do it? How are you still getting 12 ambassadors a month? How are you still encouraging your team and growing your team? What does that look like for you? Because it's different for everybody.
It is. It's different for everybody. And here's the thing. You're always going to be pulled in different directions. You're always going to be tempted that the grass is greener. You're always going to be tempted that something could be better. Something is in the works. but you are never, ever going to find a company that is full of integrity like this one. You are never going to find a company that is debt-free, that treats their ambassadors the way they should be treated. I mean, look at this promotion this month. Think about how much this is going to cost the company, but we can do it. We can financially do it, and we can help all of our ambassadors to have a great rest of the year. So, I mean, the way I look at it is, I mean, you got to be consistent. You got to stay positive. You got to realize that in the business of network marketing, we don't work for Target. We don't work for somebody that's just going to give us an hourly wage. Our wage, our salary, our what we make weekly, monthly is dependent upon us. And there's nobody else to blame for that. If we're not making the money, it's because we're not doing the work. We're not finding the people. We're not growing our teams. We're not adding value to our teams and to our people on our teams, right? So think about what's coming. Plexus has a lot of things coming, a lot of things that they've just released, and things that are coming down the pipe that we can't even talk about yet that are crazy amazing, right? And it's because we've been in this industry for 11 years now. You know, our company is not brand new. Do not compare us to a brand new company that has to go through all the hoops that we have already been through, we've already worked through, right? So, you know, being consistent on social media is huge. Being consistent with your friends, taking your products consistently, that's a huge one, because you know people will lose faith if they stop taking their products, because they'll say, oh, well, that doesn't work anymore. Oh, well, why do you have a full bag of Slim sitting on your counter? Oh, let's talk about that, right? So just consistency, staying in the game, and staying on top of your customers and following up and making sure that you're there for them and helping them through their trials and what's going on with them. And if they're telling you products aren't working, find out what they're taking, because they're probably not taking the products correctly, or they're not taking them, right? That's usually the case. Almost 99% of the time, it's because they've just stopped because they weren't feeling something within the first 2 days. Okay. So that's all. I mean, I think we're all limiting ourselves when we stop doing what we know works. You're limiting yourself and you're limiting your success, and there's nobody else to blame, right? We're all our own business owners, and we just need to get out there and work.
I have a question. I said this on my Zoom earlier. We were talking about the products working. It was so fun yesterday at that lunch, seeing you had a couple of new ambassadors who just started taking the products and the amazing health testimonies that they have. Because so many times we hear, well, if we only had this product that we had 6 years ago, things would be so much easier. Guess what, guys? We have better products than we did 6 years ago, and they work. I mean, all of the people that were there were, you know, Alicia, you know, your ones that were new have started taking the products in the past year, and they have amazing health testimonies, even weight loss. So don't tell me they don't work. Don't tell me we need something different. They do work, and they're better because they're better for us. And so it's just, I think so many times we have excuses. We have excuses because we don't have time. We have excuses because our kids have a game. I'm not saying miss every game. Believe me, I'm not saying that. But if your kid plays games every day a week, you're going to have to miss a game to come to something. I mean, it's all right. Like, I get it. Like, I mean, I hate missing my kids' games. My team won't work. Guys, are you pushing them? Are you hounding them? Are you even talking to them? It's one extreme or the other. My team won't work. Well, have you made the decision when they said, I'm not going to do this business? Did you make the decision for them that they're not going to do this business because they said that? Or because I said that, and thank goodness Celeste didn't let that be my decision. But I'm going to tell you what, Celeste also didn't nag me to pieces and shove it down my throat. She gently loved me, and so I changed my mind, right? So it can't be one extreme or the other. You have to just figure it out and just gently push. Stay in communication, because one day something's going to click and they're going to want to do it. But if you just ward them off because they just signed up to help you for a contest, then they're never going to even try. So it can't be one extreme or the other. It can't be, you know, but we just have to stay committed. We have to stay focus. We can't let distractions get in our way. We can't look at see what one person is doing and not, how fast they're going or whatever. We can't say, oh, their personality is better than mine. It's all these excuses, and I'm preaching to the choir. I can make an excuse with the best of you. I'm just tired. I'm grumpy. Whatever. You know what excites me the most, and I found this, is finding a new team member that's excited about Plexus. You want to get into some momentum for yourself, grab somebody and do it with you. We have a couple new ones, but one is on fire, and she is excited. The other day she called and she goes, all people talk about is how tired they are and how they feel bad. And I was like, oh, I love you. I'm like, you're so right. But just listen, people are tired and people don't feel good. And so just being in activity, listening. Please don't just sign an ambassador and never talk to him again, and don't just talk to him one time. Keep the communication. Keep going. Stop making excuses. Stop making their decision for them. I talk to people all the time, and I say, okay, what about this person? Well, they won't do it because of this. What about this person? Well, they won't do it because of this. What about this person? Well, they won't do it because of this. How do you know? Have you asked them, or did you decide that? Because I know a lot of times I think in my mind, oh, they're never going to do this. Oh, they're never going to whatever. Oh, let me use this for example. I did back to school bags for all the teachers at our school, like for their first back to school orientation day. And I was scared. And some of y'all know because I told y'all this. The lady who founded our school messaged me that she knew that something about active, and that she wanted to talk about it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I got in trouble. I'm getting in trouble for sending active to all the teachers. Like my mind went, I already decided what she was messaging me about. Do you know she just wanted to find out about Plexus, and her daughter were referrals from our headmaster and became customers, and one's going to be an ambassador this month from that. But in my mind, I was in trouble. I made the decision in my mind that that's what this meeting was going to be about, and I was terrified and shaking. It wasn't at all. They just wanted to know about Plexus. I do it. We do it. We make decisions for people. Stop doing it. Okay? Like, I know Alicia's laughing at me because I'm on another soapbox, but it's the truth. And I see it happen in myself, guys. When I'm talking to y'all, I am not preaching down to y'all. I am talking to myself. We prejudge. We make excuses. We get tired. We're like, oh, it doesn't work. And in the next 5 minutes, I'm like, I need a Coke, right? I mean, I do it. And then, so we just have to stay in the game. We are a part of the best company out there. We are. Period. Period, 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 period. I don't care who left for whatever, and then they change somewhere else and whatever. We are a part of Plexus for a reason, because they're the best. I would not be here 6.5 years later if our products didn't work, our comp plan didn't work, and all of the above. So just get that in your head and stop making excuses. Own your own team. Yes, do stuff with your jewels. Absolutely. But take ownership of your team and say, I'm going to do these things too. And if I can do them, and then I can come to some of the other stuff, my team is going to go. My team is going to soar. My team is going to be at the top. It totally can happen. So anyways, who has questions, wants to close this out, whatever, I'm off my soapbox.
I just want to say one thing also is, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, Alicia talked about if you're not posting on social media, your business is closed. And so I have used that phrase with my team now like a million times, because so many times people think, well, I've posted and I got nothing, or I got no likes, or and so I'm not going to post about it. If you're not posting about Plexus, your business is closed. Like that was like, whew, I love that. And it doesn't have to be salesy or, throwing product in people's face. Like, be authentic in your post. Be authentic. Talk about your life, your kids, your dogs, whoever, and throw, a pink drink in there, or active that you're thankful you have that energy to play with your dog all day, or whatever. Like, just post. And people may watch you for a year or 2 years or whatever, but they are watching you. So if you're not posting, your business is closed. I love that.
I have something. I was reading about the, what do you call it? The deck the halls, whatever.
We don't even know the names yet. We're just excited about it. We don't even know what they're called.
It's Christmas. It's October.
It was all coming out right as we got on here.
So, because I have I'm Senior Ruby, but my outside leg, I have a lot of people that that are not even silver. So that's one of my goals, is to help them become silver. So I can see them reading that email, or no, I'm talking about the re-rank too, about the re-rank and being like, well, that doesn't do anything. But I was just reading on the Deck the Halls one, or whatever it's called, that so if they add 3, that puts them silver. So they get the 150 from that, the Deck the Halls things, but they also are going to get their silver bonus, correct? So it's an addition to, so that's even more of an incentive, like for those of you that, just in adding and that aren't silver yet. So that's something else I'm going to help, use to help them motivate that, because it's truly Christmas money, because they will get it quickly.
Yeah, for this one, and I'm sure in the FAQs it says, I'm sure it's probably going to be the middle of the month when they, they'll get their weekly bonuses, but the middle of the month for the incentive. I was reading the FAQs literally out loud to make sure on the other thing, and it does state in the FAQs on the re-rank the dates that you will receive those bonuses. So just look through and just read through the FAQs. That's the best place to do it. If you can't find it, go to the Help Center. When you log into your account, scroll down, hit Help Center. There's a search button. I literally just put re-rank and it popped up right there. So so that's the best place to make sure you have all the details for sure. So, but yeah, it's a huge opportunity, and right here at Christmas time, people definitely can use the extra money for sure. I mean, y'all know my story. I remember telling Ariel if I could make $500 a month until Christmas, that our Christmas wouldn't be a stress. Here's $500. I mean, they're giving it to us, right? So, and think about the belief that might bring somebody if they realize that they really could make that. I mean, I think it's huge for sure. So, yes. Okay, anybody else? What are y'all going to do with all of this? What are y'all committed to doing? I'm just going to ask. What are y'all committed? What are y'all going to do differently to work these next few months? I already told you that I've slacked on being personal, so I'm going to be seeing lots of y'all. And that looks different for everybody. That I am aware of that. So don't think what I'm doing is what works for you. I am aware of that, but this is what I'm doing. Y'all are making me laugh. Y'all can unmute and talk. I'm gonna stop recording actually real fast.
I'm not muting. Okay, so I thought I was muted. Sorry, y'all.
I'm gonna stop. Do you mean stop recording?
No, you're good. Y'all go ahead and stop.
Okay.